factor 8x squared minus 28x minus 16. Now 16 is a square, but 8 isn't. So we're not going to use any of our special cases because we don't have, this is not a square. All right. Well, one special case is where we have a common factor. Is there anything common for 8, 28, and 16? Well, they're all even numbers, aren't they? So all of them can be divided by 2. Okay? So that's the first thing. We have a common factor, but don't use 2 when you can use what? Won't 4 go into 16? Won't 4 go into 28? And yes, 4 goes into 8x squared. Let's use 4 instead of 2. All right? 4 is the greatest common factor for these three terms. Now 4 times 2x squared is 8x squared. Okay? And 4, if you take a 4 out of this, divide this by 4, you're going to get 28 divided by 4 is 7. Don't forget your what? The variable. And don't forget your sign. Minus 28 divided by 4 is 7. Don't forget the variable x or the sign minus. And then 4 goes into 16 4 times. Don't forget your minus sign. But this divided by 4 is 4. All right. So we got our greatest common factor of 4. Now, this is not a square. So we are, and it's also not just x squared, is it? Okay. We have something in front of the x squared term, the 2. Okay. So we use no fuss factoring here. Let's just look at this part of it right here. Copy the 4 down. But look at this 2x squared. First of all, no fuss factoring. Mathematicians will fuss about this, but we don't fuss about this. We say what? 2x and 2x. You say you don't have 4x squared. I know, but we're just going to copy it because it's just too easy to copy it. Now, I know 2x times 2x is not 2x squared. Okay? This times this is not that. So we are going to have to get rid of a 2 later on. Okay? 2 times 2 is 4. All I have is a 2 right here. So I've got to get rid of one of these 2's later on. All right? All right. So now, let's get our template over here with our times sign. The number in front of the x squared is 2. That you take times the minus 4. That's called the AC factoring method. 2 times minus 4 is minus 8. So my product is negative 8, and my sum is this number right here, the negative 7. The sum of the numbers is minus 7. So I want all of the factors of 8. So I know 1 times 8, 2 times 4, and 3 doesn't go. So that's it. One of these has to give me minus 7, or you can't factor it. Okay? It turns out 1 minus 8 is a negative 7. We're not going to use these two because 2 minus 4 is negative 2. Throw this one out. 1 times minus 8 is negative 8. Let's copy that down. 1 times minus 8 is negative 8. And 1 minus 8, if you subtract them, you're going to get minus 7. Okay? If you add 1 and a negative 8, if you add those, you get negative 7. So the 1 comes over here, and the negative 8 gets written here. Okay, now the next step here. I'm going to copy this 4 down, and I'm not going to mess with this stuff over here. That 4 was right here. Let me just put it up here. And let's think about this 2x minus 8. You remember I told you that 2x times 2x is not this number here, is it? 2 times 2 is 4, isn't it? And I told you we were going to have to get rid of one of these 2's, aren't we? So I can't get rid of a 2 out of here, but let's just write this down and put it in yellow and write it. So I originally had the 4 and the 2x minus 8. I'm just copying both of those up here. Okay? Not going to mess with them at all, just copying them, all right? Now, what can I factor out of both of these? What do they have in common? A 2? Didn't I tell you a while ago that we were going to have to get rid of a 2? Well, here we go. Copy it down. Factor a 2 out. This is the 2 we're going to get rid of. 2 times x is 2x, and 2 times negative 4 is negative 8. All right? Because 2 times 2 is not 2, now we're going to copy that down. We're going to factor out a 2, and now we're going to throw it away. All right? Final answer, 4, and you'll have x minus 4 times 2x plus 1. No fuss factoring.